Welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. All right, another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. Of course, we are back with another episode of CyberCEO, and we are very lucky to have a special guest on the show right now. Brad, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm great. So happy to be here, Jello. Thanks so much for asking.
Of course, we really appreciate your time, so we appreciate you being on the show today. For everyone's benefit, everyone who's watching and listening, can you tell us something about yourself, Brad? Maybe what is your role in real estate?
Yeah, well, I'm a solo agent based here out of the DC area. DC, Maryland, and Virginia are my target markets. I specialize in first-time home buyers and working with sellers that didn't sell the first time. And I love going out to eat. So trying different restaurants all around my city and your city is always going to be a joy to me.
So a foodie then, love to try new things.
Yeah. Can't cook, but I love to eat.
It's better to eat rather than to cook, right? Easier.
Right. That's right.
So just wanted to know, how long have you been in the real estate industry again?
Yeah, it's been about 3 years for me. I've been affiliated with Keller Williams the entire 3 years, yes.
Okay, so 3 years. Before you had your own cyberbacker working with you, Christian, did you have experience working with someone virtually or a virtual team member?
This is actually my first experience of working with a virtual team member, and it's been a pretty enjoyable one.
All right, that's good to hear. A very enjoyable experience so far. So let's try and talk about your cyberbacker, Christian. What can you tell me about him personality-wise, the days you spend working together, things like that?
Yeah, well, one thing I like about Christian's work style is that he's very organized. Before we begin our day, he takes the time to prepare his workstation, make sure the things that he needs to do for the day are already communicated to me so that when we have our team huddle at the beginning of our day, we're quickly running down the high priority items and sliding through the tasks that will need to be conducted throughout the rest of the day. So just this personality type overall, it's very organized, it's very systematic, and it keeps someone that's erratic like me on track. So I really appreciate that.
All right, so very, very organized then. Let me ask you as well. Since this is your first time working with someone virtually, we all know that this is what we call, again, a virtual relationship. What makes it work? What makes it a successful partnership, Brad?
Well, you have to first take the time, whether it's virtual or in person, and yet especially virtual, to get to know the person a bit more. So Christian and I have done a great job just finding out about each other. You know, how are things on his side of the world? How is his family? How does that affect his working relationship as well? Because there may be some things that will come up family-wise, just like for us, that may happen for him. So being coming from a place of empathy and him learning about me and me learning about him and his culture has really helped me and him to gain a better working relationship.
Of course, building it out, trying to invest, just like it's a business of your own, right? Partnership, of course. Now, I know it's only been a few months that you've been with your cyberbacker. How much time has he saved you ever since he started working with you, Brad?
Oh, my goodness. When you talk about systems, I'm not the guy. I can generate the leads. I can talk all day long. And after I do that, what do I do next, right? So Christian has been instrumental in helping me to see the business at a snapshot, preparing systems where we share Google Drive, where I'm able to really see my business as a whole. I'm able to see the current leads that we're working with, our pipeline. He has access to my GPS as well as my 411, so he understands the team's missions and goals. It's just a joy to be able to have someone that you can bounce those ideas off of and really be able to get some valid feedback because he understands the overall mission and goals. So he's able to kind of help me see my blind spots a bit and help me to correct those errors.
Just trying to make sure that nothing falls through the cracks. Right? I know in the real estate world, of course, there are a lot of things that you have to do, but the main thing is to create those relationships, right? So really need that someone to check on the other things for you. So You already touched on a few things that your cyberbacker is currently doing for your business, but what we'd like to know is what are, let's say, the top 3 things that he is doing for you in your business that are very, very important?
Yes, I would say just improving the customer experience through communicating with our pending transactions and those buyers and sellers that we have under agreement. Christian does a great job daily with checking in with them just so that they're not left out wondering what's going on. Not only does he do that, he also organizes my call list so that I know who I'm prepared to call the next day so that we can know where our next leads are coming from. And after that, we have a great wrap up at the end of the day that kind of summarizes what our successes were for that day and our areas that we need to improve to get better the days to come. So those 3 things alone have really helped to transcend my business just in the short time that he's joined the team.
Of course. Now, I know that his role could still grow because, again, as we mentioned, it's only been a few months that you've been in this partnership. What are some of the things or the tasks that you're thinking about or considering having him do in the future for your business?
Oh, yes, absolutely. That's a great question. I'd love for Christian to take more initiative with generating leads in the future. Right now, I'm the one that's actually going to be doing the lead generating. And yet, as the business continues to grow, we've had conversations about what that role really looks like for him. So having the opportunity to really help out, maybe transitioning into an ISA role or something like that. He really has an interest in learning scripts and dialogue and even learning more about the real estate industry. So who knows, Christian may be a licensed agent coming up pretty soon as well.
It's going to be exciting for him. Of course, going to be able to talk to more clients, of course, over the phone. Again, practicing scripts as what you mentioned. That's going to be a new role, growth for him, growth for you in your business. Don't you agree?
Oh, I do agree. Absolutely.
Yes. Now, my next question is a bit tough. Of course, every relationship have these bumps, these problems, but what have been some of the challenges that you've had working with Cyberbacker, or let's say opportunities for growth?
Well, I think that has been probably the biggest place where I've had to reflect. And that's a great question that you asked that because it all deals with me, right? Your business grows to the extent that you do. So one of the big obstacles was that I wasn't being the leader that I needed to be for Christian. I wasn't clear on expectations, wasn't clear on goals. So, we did have to dial back a bit and just make sure that he was rooted in what the actual goals were, what the mission was, what I intend to accomplish every day. And once he had the confidence to hold me accountable to that, we've seen that growth. But really, I just had to learn, Jello, that I had to become a better leader. So it took me to be able to commit to reading more daily, asking better questions, and also seeking feedback, asking Christian, what can I do to be a better leader to you? So those have been things that have really been an area of growth for me.
I think I love what you mentioned there, still talking to Christian about how to become a better leader, because in this type of a relationship or partnership, I should say, it really need that two-way conversation, right? Two-way relationship. Yes.
Absolutely. That's how you build the trust.
Yes, of course.
And if you have that makes everything else a lot easier.
Of course. Now, I have one last question for you, Brad. What advice would you be able to give other business owners who are listening to us right now when they're hiring their own cyberbacker?
Well, I would say just be clear about the vision that you have of the hiring process, right? Know exactly the type of person that you intend to bring into your business and communicate that with Cyberbacker as they continue to go out and hunt for talent for you. Just be clear about what you want that person to do so you can clearly define those roles and responsibilities from the very beginning. And it'll be an easier process to hold them accountable to the 30, 60, 90 once they actually begin.
So setting up proper expectations. And again, as what you mentioned earlier, still the communication piece, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. Now, one last thing. I know that Christian is listening to us right now. Would you want to give him a quick shout out on the show?
Hey, Christian, I would be nowhere without you, my friend. I'm so thankful that you have joined the team and said yes. And I just hope that I continue to build a world big enough where you'll continue to say yes. So thanks for joining me on the ride, and let's ride it out.
All right. We are very excited to see where your partnership with Cyberbacker and Christian would be in the next few months and the years to come. Brad, thank you very much for being on the show today.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.